Hello, my friends. I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you for your time. The purpose of this video message is to share with you how starting my business changed my life. Again, the purpose of this video message is to share with you how starting my business changed my life. And I want to share two major ways in which it changed my life. The first way is financially. I was employed full time in corporate banking at Wells Fargo for many years as an instructional designer. Nowadays, it's called content creator. My job was to create learning solutions for internal employees, people who worked at Wells Fargo. My job was to develop training from beginning to end, online training tutorials that we published for people within the Wells Fargo system to complete. It was a very good job, had excellent benefits and other perks, but it was a job that allowed me to pay my bills very comfortably. But for 12 years, while working at Wells Fargo, I was honing my own business on the side, my side gig or my side business, because I knew that being in a corporate environment is not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I started completing the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption for private clients locally at first. And what that means is I was completing the Form 1023 to help people earn 501c3 status to either start or reinstate nonprofit organizations to enhance their communities. The business grew. It grew by word of mouth at first because it was local. But then when I created a YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, and I started sharing information about the nonprofit sector, the business grew exponentially. And it's been growing ever since. Every year, I have more and more clients. So instead of just being able to pay my bills, I've been able to pay off my bills. And the main bill that I wanted to get rid of was a student loan. I mean, I am old and I still had a student loan from graduate school that I had to pay off, and I was paying the minimum amount every month. But when I started with my business, I was able to pay the balance in full. And when I was able to send that student loan company the full balance, thousands of dollars, I said, okay, this is validating my choice to hone this business, to build this business. So financially, that's one way it helped me. Other ways it helped me financially is being able to travel, to go places I wanted to go and never was able to afford to do it. That's a financial benefit of it. And one more thing before I go to the second major reason why this business has changed my life. Under financially, another reason is I love gardening. I love gardening. I love vegetable gardening and I love flower gardening. And I also love a beautiful lawn. I live in the area of the United States in South Carolina where we have red clay dirt. It is a thick dirt type of soil that makes it difficult for roots to penetrate to go down into the ground if you have seeds in your yard or lawn. Well, in order to treat that, you have to invest or purchase soil amendments. The soil amendments will then loosen up the red clay dirt so that the seeds and the roots can go down into the dirt, thereby giving you a stronger, more beautiful lawn. And you say, what are you talking about? But that's important to me. That's important to me. And before I started my business, I couldn't afford to spend hundreds of dollars on soil amendments to make my lawn beautiful. I mean, that's a perk. That's not a necessity of life. but it's something that I long to do. So after my business took off and is doing so well, I'm able to purchase lawn care amendments, or soil amendments rather, to increase the beauty or enhance the beauty of my lawn. And now my lawn is literally the most beautiful lawn in my neighborhood. People stop by and ask me, my neighbors stop by and ask me, what are you doing? How does your lawn look so beautiful all year round? Because it's expensive. It's an expensive investment in lawn care that I can now afford because of my business. In December of 2022, I submitted my resignation to Wells Fargo because my business revenues surpassed my salary significantly, which allowed me to leave Wells Fargo for good. And my manager, she couldn't believe that I was leaving a job in which I was doing very well. But I wasn't satisfied on the inside. I wasn't happy with traveling into work the way that I had to on the 3 days a week we had to go into the office. I wasn't satisfied with the distance. And I wasn't satisfied with the work anymore. It had gotten to the point where I would be preoccupied with my business, with my sole proprietorship. So I decided to leave, and I have no regrets about doing that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, December the 22nd of this year, 2024, will mark 2 years since I've left the company, and I have no regrets. So financial enhancements, being able to earn more money than I thought I would be able to earn through my own business in such a short period of time, is the first major way in which owning my own business has enhanced my life. Why am I telling you this? Because I want to do the same thing for you. I want to teach you what I do through my business so you can operate a business just like it. But before I do that, let me tell you the second major way operating my business has enhanced my life. Now, like I said, my business is Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Through this business, I help people start and reinstate 501c3 nonprofit organizations across the United States. Since I started this part of my business in 2010, I have helped over 400 people in 33 states, across 33 states rather, start or reinstate nonprofit organizations. Starting a 501c3 means you have a vision and you want to implement that vision by starting a 501c3 nonprofit from scratch. For example, let's say that you want to start an after school program for youth to give them something to do after they leave school. That's starting from scratch. So I will work with the client hand in hand to teach them how to get that done, how they could get that done using my services. I complete the entire application packet, which includes 7 documents and the Form 1023 application, customized for each client, depending upon what they want to do through the organization. That's starting. Reinstating 501c3 nonprofit status means that a client has lost their 501c3 nonprofit status, more than likely due to failure to file the appropriate Form 990 information return for 3 consecutive years. And when you do that, when you fail to file, the IRS automatically revokes your status, automatically takes your status away from you because you failed to file. So I help them by completing the application packet all over again and completing an amendment to the packet, a supplemental information in the packet rather, that I have to include to explain why they lost the status and how they will mitigate from losing the status in the future. So I provide those 2 services, starting 501c3 nonprofits and reinstating 501c3 nonprofits. So let me explain to you now how that's beneficial to me, how doing that through my business enhances my life. It enhances my life because I know indirectly through me that I am helping my clients make a difference in communities that I would never see and for people that I would never meet. The work that I'm doing for them helps other people. And that makes me feel fulfilled and proud because I know that my reach, my work reaches people in California, in Hawaii, in New York, in Georgia, in Florida, in Texas, South Carolina, my home state, North Carolina, Maryland, New Jersey, DC. Like I said, there are 33 states and DC that I have had my hand in, if you will, that I have impacted by helping someone in that state provide a service for hundreds of people in that state. That's very fulfilling to me personally. And I thank God for the opportunity to do it. So those are the two major ways in which my business has enhanced my life, has changed my life financially and in helping other people help people. Now, I want to share the way that I work with you. I want to help you learn how to do what I do. I want to teach you how to build your own successful nonprofit consulting business, just like my business. I want to tell you everything, step by step, how to do that for yourself, how to help other people the way that I'm doing. I want to teach you the process. I'm inviting you, I'm offering you the opportunity to participate in an apprenticeship program that I've created over the years, meticulously adjusting things and test marketing it in live environments with people who are in the classroom, instructor-led training, tweaking it to make sure that it provides the information you need, that when you walk away from the apprenticeship program, you are equipped with everything you need to build your own business, just like this one. The demand is there. The need for the service that I provide, completing the Form 1023 application packet for people, is there. It's extremely high. And I cannot do it all. Now, of course, there's competition. You have competition from lawyers. You will have competition from accountants. You have competition from other consultants. You have competition from LegalZoom and other major organizations. But I tell anybody that I put my work up against anyone else, and I will beat them. And the reason I'm sure about that is because no one will do the level of work that I do for the fee that I charge. I work one-on-one with my clients. For example, the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption requires 7 attachments. 7 attachments. 2 attachments are one and done. You get it and then it's done. The other 5 attachments are drafts of, or documents that I create drafts of, and I send them to my clients to read. Yes, you might say, well, duh. A lot of companies don't do that. A lot of lawyers, accountants, consultants, LegalZoom, they don't do that. They just create the documents and say, here you go. Here you are. Here's your work. Here's your application. They don't go back and forth with the client and giving the client a chance to read it, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Yes, I do 3 drafts of 5 different documents. That's a total of 15 drafts if necessary to make sure they are happy with the application, with the documents that go with their application. Because I care. I care about the quality of my work. And that's what I'm going to teach you in the apprenticeship program. Because it's more than just getting clients. It's more than just making money. It's the quality of the work. And that's critical, because if the application is put together well, then the client can then use that application to serve as their user guide or their implementation guide when they receive 501c3 status from the IRS. So those are the things that I'm going to teach you through the apprenticeship program. I'm going to teach you my strategies. I'm going to teach you how to get clients. I'm going to teach you how to vet clients, because I don't accept every single person that reaches out to me. I'm going to teach you about that vetting process. Then I'm going to teach you step by step how to complete the Form 1023 application for recognition of exemption, and how to complete the 7 documents that go along with it. I don't use the Form 1023 EZ. I use the long version of the Form 1023 so that the client will be able to submit documents that the exemption specialist will have to read in order to determine their eligibility for 501c3 status. The Form 1023 EZ does not require that. That's why I don't use it. I want my clients to be in the best position of long-term success. So I teach you how to complete the Form 1023 application as well as the 7 documents. Then I teach you how to get your business license, how to establish yourself as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. I teach you those steps. I teach you how to, I am an S Corp LLC. I teach you the benefits of establishing your business that way. This is a 10-week apprenticeship program in which we will meet during the week through webinars, through Zoom sessions that are live. And then you have work to do online independently that you have to submit to me for feedback. It's comprehensive. Like I said, I've been working on this course for years, and I've tested it during a 3-day pilot, 3 days in which people sign up for a 3-day pilot. We met at a Marriott Hotel conference room, and I tested the work, and I've gone back and I've tweaked it significantly based on the reactions of the students and based on the feedback. The feedback was excellent, but me as a teacher, I know that I needed to make some improvements, which I've done. So I invite you to enroll into How to Build a Successful Nonprofit Consulting Business Apprenticeship Program. That's my offer to you. That's my offer to you. Friends, on January the 15th, 2025, if God allows, I will celebrate my 59th birthday. I know. You can't believe it. You can't believe it. I'm just joking. I will be 59 years old. And I'm planning for not retirement from this business. No. I'm planning to pivot this business. Instead of doing so much one-on-one work with clients across the United States, which I thoroughly enjoy, but I can tell from the years in which I've been doing it, I'm burning out. So I'm pivoting to offering apprenticeship program like this, writing books, facilitating short classes, offering more online courses, independent study, things like that. I want to reduce my one-on-one work, completing the Form 1023 application, down from the amount that I do each month, which is about 8 applications per month, to maybe 3 per month. So that's a significant reduction in my work. Now I'm already measuring my work as far as what I'm trying to say is, instead of measuring my work, what I'm trying to say is this. Instead of doing 8 applications per month, I could easily do 20, 25. The demand is just that high for this type of service, this type of one-on-one customized work But I choose not to do that because the quality of the work would be negatively impacted. But I want to impress upon you that the demand is high. Let me tell you, like I said, I complete the applications to help people start from scratch a nonprofit or reinstate their nonprofit after revocation from the IRS. The IRS has revoked over 1 million 501c3 designations since 2006. In 2006, and I'm not going to get into the weeds of this, but in 2006, the IRS closed a major loophole and required nonprofit leaders to submit a Form 990 information return, which is a financial report for their nonprofit organization each year, even if the organization generated zero in revenues. It didn't matter. You had to state to the IRS, attest that we didn't make any money, zero revenues. That was a major loophole that they closed because some people were not being honest about their revenues. When the IRS said if it's $50,000 or less, don't worry about it. But people took advantage of that loophole and jumped right through it, but they closed it. And then the IRS started revoking your status, your 501c3 status, if you didn't file the appropriate Form 990 every single year for 3 years in a row. If you missed it, if you missed 3 years, 3 consecutive years, your status was revoked. So since that time, the IRS has revoked over 1 million. So that's over 1 million nonprofit organizations that need to be reinstated. And you can easily find out which organizations need reinstatement because the IRS is transparent and it posts a database of those organizations on the IRS website. So that's a whole batch of organizations that need reinstatement, right? And then you can also filter them based on state. If you say, well, I want to work on my state, I want to reach out to organizations in my state to reinstate, you can filter your state because every state is listed and you can find out how many organizations need reinstatement in your state and start there. So once again, in summary, my business changed my life. It changed my life financially, but more important than that, to me, it allowed me to help people help people. It allowed me to be fulfilled in knowing that that nurse in California who saw insulated covers that were being used to help people when EMT would help people and bring them into the hospital, they would have insulated covers with zippers to keep the patient warm when they brought them into the hospital. This registered nurse saw them tossing them in the garbage. She saw them tossing them in the garbage. And she thought, oh my goodness, how could we use that? How I could use that through my nonprofit, through a nonprofit, to give to the homeless. You see, this nurse was also a seamstress. So she saw these nice coverings that you could zip up and keep a person warm. It was insulated, and then it was weatherproof on the outside, just being tossed aside. So she reached out to me to see if I thought that it would be a good idea for a nonprofit organization if she would be able to get those insulated coverings and repurpose them to provide those coverings to people who were homeless. And I said, yes, indeed, because that's charitable. So we worked together, we created a nonprofit. Before we did that, though, she made sure that the hospital would donate or give her those insulated covers that they were just tossing in the garbage anyway. And they said, of course, yes, if you want them, you certainly can have them. And so she started collecting them. And then we worked together to create a nonprofit organization to provide that. So she ended up creating her nonprofit, taking those insulated garments, making sure they were clean and sterilized, and she was able to hire a group of seamstresses to work on modifying them for people who were homeless. And she's doing that to this day. And guess what else? It spread to different hospitals. She started reaching out to different hospitals. And the different hospitals also allowed her to use or to retrieve their discarded items as well. So that type of information, or that type of service rather, warms my heart because it lets me know that I am making a difference. I have never seen this nurse. I've never been to California. I will never meet the people who are now warm from those garments that she and her team are repurposing for people who are homeless. But I know that I made a difference. If you have a heart for giving and you want to leverage that into a business like I have, I'm offering you the opportunity to enroll in the apprenticeship program, How to Build a Successful Nonprofit Consulting Business. All of the details are in the description. I hope to have my first class starting in January. The fee for the class, or the fee for the apprenticeship program, is in the details. I also offer payment plans for you to be a part of the apprenticeship program. Again, if you want to start a business helping other people establish nonprofit organizations to then help their communities, I'm offering you an opportunity to learn how to do just that. It took me 12 years. It took me 12 years of working at Wells Fargo while building my business. I wasn't hasty when I got my first client. I didn't say, okay, I'm out. No, I wanted to be able to have enough money set aside that I could live on for a couple of years if my business did not work out after I left Wells Fargo. So I didn't just jump ship right away. I was wise and methodical about it to make sure I was okay. But when my earnings from my business significantly surpassed my salary at Wells Fargo, I felt comfortable. I felt like I could do it. And I did. So if you're ready to make that move, read the details in the description about this apprenticeship program. I'm hands-on. I'm going to guide you through it. 10 weeks, 10 weeks of work. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for supporting me all of these years since I've been on this YouTube channel. Thank you for your encouragement throughout the years, for the different projects that I've introduced to you on this platform. I hope to be able to work with you because, like I said, next year I'm pivoting, not downsizing. I'm pivoting my business to go into a different direction. Still serving, but serving differently. And one way I want to serve differently is to help you do what I'm doing now. Thank you for your time and have a great day.